Hello everybody, welcome back to 40 Days with Dietrich. Today is day 40, so we conclude our time together. I know that I have very much enjoyed this journey. I've enjoyed reading these passages from Bonhoeffer's writings. I've enjoyed reflecting on them as much as it's kind of in the moment. As I think about them, I've really enjoyed that process. Hopefully these have been meaningful for you. And I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear if there was one particular that seemed to speak to you and how you have received these videos. Today's passage is from A Testament to Freedom. The title given to it is The Invitation. Bonhoeffer begins with a quote from Scripture. "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Since Jesus spoke these words, there should be no person on earth who feels so abandoned that they can say of themselves, "No one has asked about me. No one has wanted me. No one has ever offered me help." Whoever have once heard these words in their life and speak like this are lying. Indeed, such persons despise and mock Jesus Christ and the seriousness of his words, for he has called all his people who are weary and burdened. He has not made his circle narrow. He has not gathered around himself a spiritual religious aristocracy. Rather, he has made the circle as wide as possible, so wide that actually not a single person could say in good conscience that Jesus' invitation was not meant for him or her, because they were not among the weary and burdened. On the contrary, what is so astonishing about this invitation is that it actually puts all people in the awkward position of having to admit that Jesus' invitation was meant for them too. In fact, perhaps for them even more than for others. So I do have to confess that when I entered today thinking that this was the last video, I thought, how did I want this to end? And I didn't want to end just with a random quote. So I kind of looked through this a little bit, looked at some of the other passages that happened in various places, and came across this and thought, the passage of the invitation and Christ's call for us to come to me, all who are weak and burdened. That invitation to come and follow, I think, is a good place to end. Because that's the call of Lent. That's where our journey is to lead us. It is to lead us to a place where we accept Christ's call in our lives. It's Christ's call of love and lordship. I like that Bonhoeffer says that there is no person on earth who can ever say that this invitation isn't meant for them. And this is, of course, this typical Bonhoeffer. Bonhoeffer can be quite serious and he can be quite forthright at point. And so, in typical Bonhoeffer style, he says, whoever has heard the words in their life and speak like that is not meant for me, well, they're lying. And nobody can say that they have not heard the invitation. None of you can say that you have not heard the invitation because you have just heard me read it. And so it's made for all people. It's made for all people. Christ's call is to come and to receive forgiveness and to experience grace and to experience mercy. It is a call which is given to every single person. Bonhoeffer says it is not narrow. Jesus doesn't call to himself only those who are of the spiritual elite, the aristocracy, he says, only those who are so put together that they don't need anything. It is for those who in their lives sometimes feel that things crumble. Grace is for those who feel that they need grace. Mercy is for those who feel that they can't go through this life without the mercy of God. Forgiveness is precisely offered to those who need forgiveness, and that is you, and that is me. And the beauty of Easter, the beauty of Good Friday, the beauty of the gospel is that Christ is relentless in pursuing us with this wonderful invitation. Come to me if you are weak, or if you're burdened, or if you're heavy laden, and I will give you refreshment. I will be the satisfaction to your souls. I pray that whoever's watching this video, may you recognize, may you hear that invitation for you. And in the context of wherever you are and whoever you are and whatever you're facing in your life, may you know that Christ in his cross comes to you today and holds out new life and love and mercy and forgiveness. And there's nothing in this world that can take it away. The question that this leaves us with is, will we accept Christ's invitation?